Obviously, it's hard to come up with.
The games are almost an instant replay. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air seeing the kid Lindsay with us because he's having some good at bats. I mean, it doesn't show it. You know, a high school kid playing in this league, I think it's exciting for us because you can see the talent. I mean, he made a great diving catch in the outfield tonight that kept us in the game, and he had two real good at bats. He lined out to second and drove a ball good to right field, and he's got some bat speed. I mean, he's going to be able to hit the fastball in this league. He's never seen breaking ball like this. We were talking about it in the outfield today. And I said every time you see it, it's just going to be better experience for you. You know, much better than finishing out the last 2 weeks in Florida. You know, so it's encouraging watching him. But you know, the games are just, you know, we could just Xerox our nightly conversation because once again, I mean, V.S. Mill kept us in the game. It's a shame that the balk was huge at the time, you know, because he pitched well, and I even thought that the home run that the guy hit was on a good pitch. You got to give the hitter credit once in a while, you know. So he did a good job, and Jacobson just joined us just an hour before game time, and you know he got an inning in and held him at bay. And Conlon, his usual 1, 2, 3, he hasn't given up a run the whole season, and that's one of the few times Valdez has got hit, you know. But and we were already behind at that point. And when you only get 4 hits, you know, and we scratch for 2 runs, it's just what's tough is it just like last night. It was another pitcher with an ERA of close to 5. And yet, you know, we just make everybody look like a world beater when they throw against us. And we're back to 11 strikeouts again today. So, you know, it's just it's an uphill climb every night, you know. So we got, you know, we're just trying to be spoiler now and try to see if we can beat these guys tomorrow to keep them. You know, that's really all we can do is just come out and keep trying. Yeah. But it's very discouraging when we literally just can't muster an offense to really. I mean, once somebody scores 3, it almost seems an insurmountable. You know, yeah. 1 or 2 we can match, but boy, beyond that, it's a struggle.
Is there anything that you work on during this time? I know that the team's not playing the way that you want for them to, but I mean, is there anything that you work on to make sure that the development stays the way we've
done everything. We've talked about it. We had a coach's discussion about it today. We've had so many clinics on hitting and on 2-strike hitting, about choking up on the bat, about trying to go the other way. We've made the guys aware that we're more than 100 strikeouts than virtually all but 2 of the other teams in the league. You know, trying to get them to make an adjustment. Unfortunately, we have some guys on our team that they've just topped out ability level. I mean, they're doing the best that they can. This is the best that they can with some of them, and with some of them. The feedback I got from the coaches today is that we've got a few guys that are so stubborn that they don't want to make adjustments to instruction, which is tantamount to somebody beating their head against a wall and wondering why it hurts. I mean, you can't do the same thing and expect a different result without trying to make a change. And certainly the one guy that has really made a big change is Reyes. I mean, Alfredo was hitting as low as 145 when he finally thought this is crazy, and started hitting the ball up the middle and opposite field, and he's at 219. Well, okay, is 219 good? No. But when you've come from 145, yeah. That's the kind of development and progress that we're looking for him to do, and it's enabled him to steal 10 bases. He was never getting on base to steal a base before. But you know, it's frustrating for us as coaches when some guys refuse to try something different when it's obvious, as many at-bats as they've had, that they're just not having any success doing, you know, what they're doing. You know, but we pitch good. I mean, night in and night out, the pitching at least keeps us in the games and makes it interesting for the fans. But, you know, I got to be honest, I've never been a part of any team as a player or a coach that has struggled all season long offensively like we have. And it just, Yeah, we try to just be positive, I've just never seen anything like this, you know. And if you remember, I told you guys when we were 14-5 that in those 14 wins, if I remember right, one was 1-0 and 6 were 2-1. I said, you know, it's nice we're off to a good start, but we're not hitting. We're getting just enough that the pitching is so good, but if we don't start hitting, this could go the other way real fast. And I didn't want to be a prophet, but that's certainly what's transpired. You know, because I had, you know, one writer, maybe it was on the road, somebody asked me, are you disappointed in lieu of the good start that you had? And I said, well, not really, because the good start was misleading. The pitching was so dominant that if we scored 2, we would have won this game 2-1. You know, but we've just never at any time offensively had an offense. And you know, Fonz made a comment late, you know, in the game today. This this Aberdeen team is the second to worst hitting team in the league, but they're a full 20 points better than us. They got 13 hits tonight.
I know.
You know, we don't have games where we're capable of doing what they did tonight. We're just not capable of doing that.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, the guys are trying, and that's why I say we're not in there berating them or getting on them, because they're doing the best that they can. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough to compete in this league. You know, Dave LaRoche said to me last night, "How did we win 30 games?" You know, as anemic as our offense is, it shows just how great our pitching was, that we were able to win most of these low-scoring close games. You know, but now it's really starting to rear its head that we're just not competitive on the offensive side. But you know, I think that, you know, I still say it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be great development for Lindsay to be here for 2 weeks, because he's only 18 years old, and you know, his enthusiasm and his athletic ability, this is going to be a great experience for him.
Before the ball, Lindsay made the diving play in center, and the runner went from second to third. Was there any talk in the dugout from the players that he may not have tagged up?
Oh, we saw him tag.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He did tag up.
Okay.
I know you've seen a lot of players in your time. What would you expect from Lindsay as he progresses in his career? I guess, can you project where, you know, I know eventually their franchise is hoping he'll make it to Citi Field, but
oh yeah. I mean, the second round pick, I'm certainly expect him to make it there. You know, it's going to take some. I mean, like I said to these guys when he got here, this is not it's not justice to look at him like Conforto was the number one, because Conforto was a mature college guy that had played Division I baseball and was way beyond this level. I mean, he was just. We were lucky to get him because it took him 2 months to sign, or he'd have never been here. But this kid is only 18 years old, so he's never seen breaking balls the caliber that he's going to see here. So, I mean, I don't think anybody is expecting him statistically to light up this league the way that we expected Conforto to do. But his, you know, we've already seen his athletic ability in the outfield and his running speed and his bat speed. It's easy to see the potential that the Mets see in him, and I'm glad that they sent him here for 2 weeks. He hasn't played hardly any games under the lights as an amateur. His high school team was all day games. So just playing night baseball in front of crowds is going to be a good experience for him. And like I say, he's going to hit the fastball. The breaking ball, it's going to be a period of adjustment because he just hasn't seen him. But the more his eye sees of breaking balls, I have no doubt that in the next 2 weeks, we'll see him square up a couple of breaking balls, and he'll catch up to it. So, you know, his development is going to come more at 20 and 21 after he's got a year, you know, here in Savannah to get his feet wet in professional baseball. But certainly he's a really gifted athlete, and I love watching him play.
No, love the bullpen attention goes to Taylor and Paulship. How good has Conlon been this year? Still an ERA of 0.
All the time. I mean, he's 90 to 92, so he's got enough velocity. He's got an outstanding changeup that he throws at any time and on any count, and he's got a lot of deceptive motion in his delivery, and he's got a decent breaking ball. So I mean, he's got it all. I mean, he was a proven Division I pitcher, and you know, he's a guy that has a chance to advance, much like last year Seacrest was here and went right to the Florida State League, and I wouldn't put it past Conlon to do the same thing.